I'm Lauren Green, and you're in the strategy room. We're only weeks away from Hillary Clinton announcing whether she'll run in 2016, and this is putting increased pressure on other potential candidates like Vice President Joe Biden to decide if he'll jump into the race. And here with their take are political strategist Tony Sayegh and Basil Smikle Jr. Thank you so much for being here, guys.
Good morning. Good to be here.
Basil, I'm going to start with you. Will Biden run in 2016? I mean, he is the default candidate because he's vice president.
One would think so. It's sort of the natural progression for vice presidential candidates. But it doesn't look like he's doing anything specific to sort of gin up his fundraising or interest in sort of the key early states, Iowa, New Hampshire. So I think there's a lot of speculation out there. This is the closest he'll ever sort of get to the presidency.
This is your moment.
This is his moment, and he's run a couple of times before. So one would expect him to a few years ago, but it just doesn't seem like he's at that moment.
Tony, do you think Joe Biden will run?
No, I don't. I think there's a lot of speculation now who is going to basically be the understudy to Hillary Clinton, who we've seen wasn't even ready for her own campaign to be scrutinized in a very legitimate way with the Clinton Foundation scandals, with the email gate, the server gate, however you want to frame it. Look, it really exposed, I think, an unpreparedness that frightens Democrats when they look at Hillary as the presumptive juggernaut in their nominee, and to not have someone behind her who can maybe grab the mantle should she fall and falter is certainly something that they're going to be concerned about. Now, Joe Biden is the one who, with very little preparation, could probably assume that role. He's the sitting vice president. He's much closer to President Obama and his political machine than the Clintons are. There's obviously a rift between the Clintons and the Obama apparatus. So I think if Joe Biden wanted to ever get into the race, he certainly would inherit a lot of the institutional Obama support, and that's why people consider him someone who will run, but I don't think he will.
But, he tried to run in 1988, 2008. As vice president, this was his moment to be the president of the United States, because that would be, like I say, the presumptive candidate. But if Clinton wasn't running, then would it be a no-brainer? Would Biden just jump in?
Well, it would certainly be his for the taking in the respect that in the intra-party process. Let's not forget, prior to George H.W. Bush succeeding Ronald Reagan in 1988, the last vice president to go right from the vice presidency to the presidency was Martin Van Buren in the early 1800s. So as much as you assume that would be a logical progression, it's not historically been the case. The thing about Joe Biden that I think is compelling, and I think he does this so much better than Hillary is, he really knows how to get that Obama progressive base that was so essential in terms of their turnout in 2008 and 2012, certainly, in putting President Obama over the top, that I think, people want to imagine a race with a Biden type of candidate. You hear it from the activists in Iowa and New Hampshire. They're not happy. It's just pretty much a Hillary-dominated field, and they're desperate to see a Biden, Elizabeth Warren, a Martin O'Malley, someone else jump in.
Well, I think desperate's a particularly strong word here. I don't think Democrats are desperate for an alternative to Hillary Clinton. I think they're happy with the Hillary Clinton presidency. Even in 2008, when she barely lost to Barack Obama in the primary, there was a tremendous movement behind her candidacy. I don't think that's ebbed significantly since then. I actually only think that it's increased since that time. I do think that Joe Biden, in his closeness to the Obama administration, doesn't necessarily disqualify Hillary's engagement with a lot of those same individuals. You've seen a lot of Obama-era operatives going on to work for Hillary Clinton's campaign, should she actually get the campaign off the ground.
Well, it's okay. So Biden we're going to assume he's not going to run. Yeah. So, but will he be involved in some level?
I have to think so.
And how would that be?
I have to think so, and I think it is. I think to Tony's point, I think what Joe Biden really can do is sort of put the Obama imprimatur on any Democratic nominee. He can say, "This is if you like the Obama candidacy or presidency, this is the continuation of the good parts of that presidency." So I do think he has an extraordinary role in bringing out a lot of those young voters and a lot of the Obama era supporters.
Yeah, and Tony, I gotta say, because Biden apparently has told friends that he would not run. He would run if he could provide something that Clinton couldn't. Can you foresee anything that he could provide that Clinton can't at this point?
Well, not necessarily, other than to what I alluded to before, which is probably a closer connection to that Obama coalition that was so well put together in the last two national campaigns that I think Hillary doesn't necessarily motivate as much as an Obama would, certainly, or Joe Biden. That being the case, I think both Biden and Hillary inherit essentially the same problem, which is why you don't really see members of the same party succeed a two-term president of their party. You have 71% of people in the New York Times poll that came out in the beginning of the year that said they want a different direction for the country. This is a poll in which Hillary Clinton was still well ahead of anyone in the Democratic field, and certainly most of the people mentioned on the Republican side. So both Joe Biden and Hillary Clinton are not going to successfully be able to make the rational case for an Obama third term.
Okay.
You're going to see Hillary probably try to differentiate herself, but that's essentially what people are going to view her running
All right.
as.
We got to wrap it up right now. We'll talk more, obviously, about this later as the
Sure,
campaign
sure.
swings into action. Tony and Basil, thanks so much. Check out foxnews.com for more on the 2016 race. I'm Lauren Green, and thanks for watching.